Buckingham Palace has just announced that Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II has died.
And work together so we can deal with this crisis together. They refuse to do so. This is an American crisis that we need to face, a humanitarian crisis that was made by human hands.
Find it interesting. I think it's really up that he knew he had another baby on the way with somebody else, which makes me uncomfortable to put someone in that position, especially when there's a child involved.
You're coming home with me.
Okay, give it to me. Do it!
Hello everyone, welcome to this edition of The Take. I'm your host as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you can join us here on The Take on this Thursday, September 22nd, 2022. Yes, thank you all for watching The Take this week. I've been your host, Kendrick Dix. Like I said, join in the conversation using the hashtag TakeHealConnect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing, and hit that notification button so every time you'll see The Take, you'll see Connect exclusives like The Take, Viral, the Pro Wrestling Show, Connect Now with Brittany Shay and I. You'll see a lot. So, like I said, join in that conversation and you won't miss a thing here as we are Connect TV channel with attitude, pop culture channel with attitude. All right, let's get to the big story. The big story this week is Queen Elizabeth had her state funeral and it was held in London, England. The Queen finally rested in peace. We get laid to rest, I meant to say. But everyone came out to mourn and celebrate the life and legacy of Queen Elizabeth. Like I said, we have it on Viral, where it was the last episode of the season finale of Viral with Queen Elizabeth celebrating her life and legacy. Well, let's look back at some highlights on Queen Elizabeth's state funeral.
Buckingham Palace has just announced that Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II has died.
It's rare that such anticipated news would come as such a shock, prompting mourning and a multiple-day journey throughout her kingdom. A mixture of grief and reverence, marked by tributes all along the way. The prince becomes king.
The Prince Charles Philip Arthur George, King, head of the Commonwealth.
All the pageantry that follows. A 12-day farewell to their sovereign. Honoring a lifetime of service. Prompting a bridging of familial ties, no matter how fleeting. All the Queen's children and grandchildren together, reflecting on the life of their mother and granny, and for the countless mourners across the nation and globe who never met her.
It was just amazing. I thought it was worth the 14 hours.
Compelled to bid her one final goodbye.
Thank you for your love and devotion to our family and to the family of nations you have served so diligently all these years.
That rainbow powerful.
Like I said, it was a touching moment. Queen Elizabeth, her coffin being risen down so she can join her husband and her other family members that are waiting for her. And Queen Elizabeth reigned supreme for 70 years, and what a 70-year run it was. This past June had a jubilee, so Queen Elizabeth will go down in history as one of the greatest monarchs in modern history in this world. And Joe Biden said it best. She left this world a better place. She made the world a better place, and she's leaving a better place. So salutes to Queen Elizabeth on that. Speaking of that with Queen Elizabeth, Tyler Perry sat down with the Today Show, and he opened up about Harry and Meghan when they was trying to leave the royals and wanted to come to America. he talked about that them having a difficult situation. Take a look.
Recently said that you reached out to her and said, "Come, you can live in my home." Stay in my house.
Yeah, it was a very difficult time for them. And then what I know about the two of them, and I wish the world knew how much they love these two people love each other. They found each other out of all these odds against them finding each other, they found each other. And the love that they have is really, really moving. And I just wanted to do anything I could to support them.
Isn't that funny? Sometimes when you meet someone, sometimes you can see like what love is, and you can tell right away.
Yeah. And if I don't have that, what she and Harry have, I don't want it. That's really amazing.
Wow, that is incredible.
Yeah.
Wow, that's saying a lot. Yes.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
Tyler Perry was trying to be a helping hand and giving friend to help them get back on their feet. It wasn't easy, but Tyler Perry helped them find a place to stay. It is what it is on that one. All right. In celebrity news, Kanye West. Yes, Kanye West, known as Ye now. He's a controversial figure. He sat down with ABC News and talked about social media. He talked about co-parenting with Kim Kardashian and his battle brands with Adidas and Gap. Let's look at what's going on with that with Kanye West in the world, according to Kanye.
This is the mother of my children, and I apologize for any stress that I have caused.
Good Morning America tomorrow.
I'm curious, what is Ye like as a dad?
Ye exclusive. What does he want you to know now?
This one is going to get me in trouble.
The interview everyone will be talking about.
People are going to be like, no.
Breaks tomorrow.
To rush somebody to the hospital, or we could use a car and accidentally hit somebody while we're rushing somebody to the hospital. So it's all in how we use it.
Kanye West is a little bit out of tune. He said he never read a book. The only book he read is the Bible. I mean, hey, believe what you want to believe. Kanye West is dead. He's nuts, but he's silent nuts, but he's crazy nuts. But it's just something to him that ain't all there, and ain't all them marbles ain't there. Hopefully, and he's talking about his daughter. I can understand that you don't want your daughter to be open mind to the public, so your daughter not end up like your ex-wife. Yeah, all right. Speaking of that, Tiffany Haddish clears her name, and the woman who filed the lawsuit against her and Aries Spears has filed a motion to clear the lawsuit where we talked about a couple weeks ago on Viral that Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears did a skit with a brother's sister, and the brother's sister tried to file the lawsuit that Tiffany Haddish was trying to do some sexually explicit. Their mother is trying to clear that up and clear that name up on what's going on. Maybe them kids just don't want to work and feel like Tiffany Haddish, Aries Spears really ain't got no career, but Tiffany Haddish, she has a career, and they're just trying to get as much they can get out of Tiffany Haddish. She is a big star. Let's see how that goes right now. Speaking of that, the internet is going crazy. After NBA star LeBron James has a new look right here. LeBron James has this new look. He's bald-headed. I mean, to be honest with you, LeBron should have cut that out at least 10 years ago. His hair was fading. He decided to keep it. LeBron knew his hair was good. He tried all these products, and it still wouldn't work for him. Like I said, LeBron, you can make all the money, and you still not have what you want to be satisfied with. I'm telling you. Well, speaking of that, on talk shows, Sherri Shepherd, well, we know she couldn't help herself. She couldn't help stop talking about one of LeBron's former teammates, Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal has abs, and Sherri Shepherd went bananas. Take a look.
I could climb this man like a tree. I mean it. When I say, do you see all of the grooves in his stomach I could put my foot in to climb on this man? How do you go to bed with the women that you are with? You are huge. Look at this man. Shaquille O'Neal is 7 feet 1 foot. 7 feet 1 inch. His girlfriend Michelle Turner is 5'7". Okay, his ex-girlfriend Hoops was 5'2". Okay, Hoops, I need to know how, you know what, never mind. I ain't gonna ask. Like Shaq, you always, it's not romantic when you hold in their hand. You feel like a little girl about to go to school, and you gotta have sex with somebody this damn tall. When you are short like that, unless you are laying on 20 pillows, your mouth is always gonna be on Shaq's nipple. This is why Shaq is dating women who are younger, because if you dated me, I'm telling you, you can't be on the bottom. He will kill you. Shaq will kill you. Let me tell you something. Do you understand? Look, Shaq is a wife, 50 years old. If I got on top of this man, I'd bust my groin out.
Like I said, Sherry Shepherd going nuts over Shaq's abs. Just say you want to date the man and have a one night stand with the man and get it all done and over with. I think Sherry Shepherd just likes to do that for bait. You know how that go. For bait talking. She likes to talk and brag about it. You know how that be. All right. On speaking of that, on someone who wants to get laid, on the Taryn Hall show, Olympics athlete, former Olympic star Lolo Jones, ain't no secret about her. She says she's a virgin and she was waiting till marriage, but she's saying it's hard to find somebody, a partner. You telling me you can't find a partner and stuff? But she wants to have a man so bad that she even compared Chris Evans, who's in the same boat. Well, why y'all two just date and just get it over with and just eat it and be in the same boat? Take a look what Lolo had to say on Tamron Hall.
I talk about it now more so it's just the hate. And it's just like, why don't you just go ahead and do it already? Like, no one cares and this and that. And it's just like, you're washed up, your eggs are dried up, no one's going to want you. There's something wrong with her because she's never with someone. That's the one. There's got to be something wrong with this girl. So, and it's never twisted like, man, she might just really have high standards that she's willing to wait for her right person. So.
Like I said, Chris Evans in his 40s, he wants to start a family. Lolo Jones in her 30s, she wants to start a family, wants to be in a relationship. Having said, I know Chris Evans has been out there and had done. Lolo Jones, ain't no excuse, but hey, it is what it is. Just what you want to do is your own thing. But I just can't wrap my head around it. But hey, it is what it is. Lolo Jones gonna be desperately seeking. She just gonna find anybody by this time. Watch what I tell you. All right, don't go anywhere. The Take will return after these commercial breaks. Take them. In other news, as Adam Levine, the rock star of Maroon 5, the lead singer, he has been accused by a TikToker about having an affair with her. We don't know if it's true or not, but Adam Levine denies that he had a sexual relationship with the TikToker, and it's kind of leading towards what the TikToker is trying to say and pinpoint what she's trying to do. We'll get to the latest on this when we get some more news. But in the meantime,
raunchy messages the Maroon 5 frontman allegedly sent her, including, "It is truly unreal how blank and hot you are. Like, it blows my mind." She dropped the first bombshell in a TikTok video that initially didn't identify him.
I was having an affair with a man who's married to a Victoria's Secret model.
Then she called him out by name.
So I'm sure you know who Adam Levine is. But Adam and I were seeing each other for about a year.
Levine is the father of 2 children with another one on the way. His wife, Bahati Prinsloo, recently posed with her baby bump. Sumner Stroh says she was under the impression Levine's marriage was on the rocks.
As soon as I had realized that was not the case, I had cut things off with him.
Today, 43-year-old Levine says, I used poor judgment in speaking with anyone other than my wife in any kind of flirtatious manner. I did not have an affair. Nevertheless, I crossed the line during a regrettable period of my life.
I'm not the one who's really getting hurt here. It's Beati and her children, and for that, I'm so sorry.
Welcome back to The Take. I'm your host, as always, Kenny Dix here. Glad you can join us here on The Take on this Thursday, September 22nd, 2022. Yes, what a take it has been and what a take it has. Thank you all for watching The Take. Join in the conversation using the hashtag TakeHealthConnect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on The Take. Let's get down to the political rundown. On political rundown this week, immigration reform has been a ongoing issue for years, but governors from Florida and Texas have decided to drop the immigration people to Democrat-led run states. What's going on with all this nonsense and chaos? Let's take a look at what's going on with that.
Tonight, more buses of migrants and asylum seekers arriving in New York City. New York City's mayor begging for a heads up and to work with Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
We reached out and stated that let's coordinate and work together so we can deal with this crisis together. They refused to do so. This is an American crisis that we need to face, a humanitarian crisis that were made by human hands.
Beyond New York City, migrants also being sent to Chicago, Washington, D.C., and even Martha's Vineyard. The reality on the ground in Texas, a surge at the border. El Paso reporting nearly 2,000 new migrants and asylum seekers a day this week, most from Venezuela. This family telling ABC's Maria Villarreal they came because the situation in Venezuela was so difficult, so much misery and injustice. El Paso near a breaking point. The mayor saying his city has started busing migrants elsewhere, but they are trying to give leaders in those destinations a heads up.
The people are not coming to El Paso, they're coming to America. And then we talk to them, we say, where do you want to go? What's your...
All right, you saw right there. Why are the governors from Texas and Florida doing that and knowing, I get it, but then again, you're playing political pawn. Now, you're saying you can't afford it, and then you take these people and you ship them up to Martha's Venue and all them places, knowing these people don't know what to do and what to defend themselves and stuff. It's just you leading towards a chaos in the nation, and you doing that right now. Hopefully, there were some nice people that they didn't know what was going on, and they just like, you know what, we'll put them in a shelter and we'll put them in a community center. We'll try to get them the help they need. But those governors and stuff, they ought to be ashamed of themselves, to be honest. All right. Speaking of being ashamed of himself, Donald Trump has been sued by the state of New York, him and his family, for corruption. Well, only time will tell. Let's see what's going on with that right now.
Letitia James making the announcement after a 3-year investigation, the lawsuit 220 pages long. The suit accusing the former president and his children of falsely inflating the value of nearly every property they own by billions, including his apartment at Trump Tower in New York and his home and club at Mar-a-Lago in Florida. The aim, the AG alleges, was to get more favorable terms and loans from banks than anyone else would get. The AG saying today, instead of the art of the deal, that this was the art of the steal.
Yes, Donald Trump ain't no stranger to that. His business practices now the New York AG looking into the family business practices. I mean, somebody got a witch hunt on the Trump family and trying to take them down. I don't know what's going on. The Trump's like, we ain't done nothing, but you know, when you're in the political field, everybody gonna be trying to get at you and see what you're doing, how you're doing, and all that stuff. So you know how that be. You should have knew that was coming down the road, but hey, it is what it is. All right, on the reality show clip now, on the Kardashians on Hulu, not on E. Kylie Jenner let it be known she's not a fan of Tristan Thompson. Take a look.
Finding interest in. I think it's really up that he knew he had another baby on the way with somebody else, which makes me uncomfortable to put someone in that position, especially when there's a child involved. This was just really unforgivable in my books.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't be a fan either, but your sister certainly is. She keeps on letting him doing, cheating on her, having babies and stuff. When is Khloe Kardashian gonna even realize like Tristan Thompson ain't worth it? But she believes he's worth it, but ain't nothing you can do about it. You, Kim, or none of the family members can't do nothing about it. It's up to Khloe to stop that. If she don't stop it, you like it, you love it, and let it be it. Let that be gone. It's just some folks like